Welcome to this video of the Pure Data tutorial series, and in this video we'll have a look at the Subpatch routine, which is a Pure Data patch within a patch. That's a very basic and common idiom to structure patches and to keep them tidy and clean, and it saves you a lot of work afterwards. So when you open a new patch, we already know that we can place some things in there, objects like we of course need print to show something, and let's do expression 1, 2, 3. So we have to print something, and for example we need a second expression, and we need x times y times c, and we want to declare the variables y, x, y, c, and we need a message that will declare the variables or send the values. So we need semicolon, x will be 10, semicolon, y will be 100, semicolon, c will be 1000, to make it very easy and clean. Don't save it. So now you see the problem. It will become very messy and very bulky immediately, because maybe you want to say, okay, those are my initial values, so I also add the object loadBang, which feeds those values to the variables when starting up the patch. And then you want to execute, let's do this to 3 numbers, and I shall make them large, so like this, so we can see large numbers. This basically represents now our main function, our main patch we want to execute, and we need a button to bang it to see what is going on here. So the routine is we feed in, go to live mode, we feed in those values. Oh, I forgot to declare the c, x, y, c, yeah. Again, don't save it. We have to send the variables, and now we can get the expression. Oh, it's still too small, so we make it 10 because this is a really large number. It's still not working, so we make it print result 1 and copy paste it and make result 2, and we make it like this and like this. And this always is a bit more convenient to read. And here we are. This is a really large number. We make it times instead of plus. So sorry for the confusion. Here we go. That's a bit more better, more readable. What we want to show now with this structure is that we actually don't need to see this, because we have the variables and we can send messages to them, but we don't need to have them on the screen all the time. The useful way is we can use a subpatch, and it's called a PD patch, and we call object, it's called PD, of course, because we do the PD object, and then we hit space and give it a name, and we say it's our value store, or make it underscore store. Now when the second patcher opens with the name value store, we can now easily select it, Command X, and paste them there, Command Y, and unfortunately they appear where they have been dragged, so on this side, but we can use the arrow keys to get them all the way to the left corner, make the window smaller and close it, and they're gone. And it still works. Live mode, here we go. And for example, we can make another message box in here and say, now we do this to 1 and do this to 11 and make this 111, and then we make this 0.1234. Now we can also say, okay, now we set those and the result is different. So now we have a little subpatch, and it's only this little square which hides all the information, and that's the way we nest a patch within a patch. Say PD and give it a name, click it, and it's opening, and they communicate perfectly with each other. Now we have a problem, we always have to open it to access it. So now we have to remember our send and receive objects. Say we have those two value presets. This is initially startup, but sometimes you want to change to this one. So we can do a receive object, receive, and say preset 2 and connect it here. And likewise, we also do receive and say preset 1. Just to clarify this, then we copy paste those two, put them here, and make the receive object a send object. And now we can use, for example, just two bang buttons. This and this to change between two presets. So we say preset 1 working, preset 2 working, and this is because in here the bang is received and selects the messages. So now messing the screen with all the send preset objects is also not the best solution. So we delete them and have a look at the bang button and all those GUI objects, which are many more available, we will cover in another video. They can have the send and receive messages inside themselves. So we hit right click, properties or Einstellungen, and there is a send symbol and a receive symbol. So when we say send symbol, we can do preset 1, and respectively here we say preset 2. So everything the button or the object is outputting is now sent to the receive object with the same argument. And we see if it's working. We go to live mode, we hit preset 1, and we see preset 1, we hit preset 2, and we get result of preset 2. And now you get the idea. It's a very handy way to start working on a nice interface and a GUI, and then remember the comment function. So we say preset 1, or these are test values, whatever. You can just comment them, go live, and then you see, that's my preset 1. It's a nice typo. And these are the test values for 2. I recall them and start my equation. So subpatching like this is very helpful, and you can send and receive always with the SR, the send receive objects, and they're giving names, they have to correspond, or in every interfacing object like the button, you can do right click, properties, and then go to send, and also of course they can receive something. By the way, you can change the color, make it green. So preset now is green and black blinking. Very nice.